All right, we're back with example 2, where we're composing functions from their graphs. So in this graph, we've got g of x is linear, h of x is quadratic, makes an upside down parabola, f of x is an absolute value function, a v-shaped graph. So we're going to start by evaluating g composed with f of 3. So that's going to be g of, and then the function f of 3. So we start inside evaluating the function f of 3. So that we want to find the y value when the x value is 3. So here's our x of 3. We come up until we find the graph of the function f, and we slide across and we find the output there. The input is 3, the output, the y value, is 2. So we're going to use that result to evaluate the function g. So we want to find the x of 2. So here's where x is 2. This time, though, we're going down to the function g, which is green. So when x is 2, the y value, the output, is negative 2. So this answer is a negative 2. Okay, next we're going to evaluate f composed with h of negative 3. So that's f of, and then h of negative 3. So we're going to evaluate the h of negative 3 by going to negative 3 on the x-axis, then down to the h of x function. There's negative 3. When x is negative 3, the y, the output, is negative 2. Now we're going to use that negative 2 as the input for the function f. So we come over to the y-axis. There's negative 2. We're going up to the function f. So when x is negative 2, the y value, the output, is 3. Okay, now we're going to evaluate h composed with g of 4. So that is h of g of 4. So we come over to our graph at 4 on the x-axis, and there's our 4. Okay, now we're going to come to our function g, which is green. So starting at 4, we come down, find the green function, and across, that's the y value, the output, which is negative 3. And we're going to use that negative 3 then as the starting place for h. So we're going to start at negative 3, come down to our h function, and there's our output of negative 2. Okay, then finally we have f composed with itself at 5, and that's going to be f of 5. So we go to x is 5. We come up to the blue graph, that's f of x. So x is 5. We come across, and the output, the y value, is 4. So we're evaluating f of 4. So we go to 4 on the x-axis. We're looking for the graph for f. There it is. So when x is 4, the y value, the output, is positive 3. Okay, so go ahead and try these problems on your dry erase board or some scratch paper, and then when you're ready to check your answers, you can resume the video. So h composed with g of negative 3. So we're going to come over to the x-axis. There's negative 3. We're looking for the graph of g, and there's our graph of g. We slide across, and the y is negative 1. And we're going to use that negative 1 to evaluate h of negative 1. So we go to negative 1. There we're on h, which is a y value of 0. So this answer is 0. G composed with h of positive 1, that's going to be g of h of 1. So we're going to look for 1 on the x-axis, and h, we're on it. It's got a y value of 0. So now we're evaluating g of 0. So we go to 0 on the x-axis, down to the function g, and that output, that y value, is -2. H composed with f of 4. That's h of f of 4. So we're going to evaluate f of 4 by going to 4 on the x-axis, down to the function f. There's our point. Now we look for the y value at that point, which is -2. So we're now going to evaluate h of -2. So we go to -2 on the x-axis and then up to the h function, and the output there is 3.